Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for the full moon. It's a full moon, right? Yeah, full moon in Cancer happening on January 12th, 2017, 6:33 a.m. Eastern, but times will vary. So it's a full moon in Cancer, and it's in a wide-ordered conjunction with Vesta. So this is very similar energy. Also the moon, this is its natural ruler. Cancer, the moon rules Cancer. So, and this is feminine energy. This is the mother. There might be a little bit of noise in the background, but I have this fan going because of my pipes. Issues with my pipes, and I cannot turn it off. So, hopefully it's not too loud, or I'll try to speak up, but hopefully you can't really hear it. But anyways, so this is feminine. This is nurturing. Also, by the way, before I really get into the reading, I am open for private readings again. So you can go to my site. There's a half hour, 15 minute and a half hour roughly. 1 question, 2 questions. You can do a general outlook, which would be just sort of like a forecast, like a year ahead if you wanted to do that, if you don't want a specific area. But back to this. Moon, feminine, mother, Cancer, nurturing. Vesta, home and hearth, the Vestal Virgins. So this is very much the feminine energy. And it's opposed Capricorn, which is very male energy, and with the sign of Pluto. This is very power. This is power in the external world. This is outward expression of power through material gain and success and career, all the things that the 10th house represents, versus 4th house energy, because this is its natural space here, 4th house Cancer moon, which is home and family, nurturing, loving, food, all these sorts of things. This is very much about food. And then this Vesta is at 29 degrees. So that's that critical degree. It always means it's critical and something really has to be done about it. So we've got this opposition between, the powers that be, let's make power in the world, and this feminine energy. But the big news here really, well, there's some other stuff going on in Sag, but look at this Pisces. It's like, wow, Pisces. We've got South Node, Pallas, Venus, Neptune, Mars, Chiron. We've got this huge stellium in Pisces over here. And a lot of this is the Chiron's trining the full moon, and so is Mars. So it's like, yeah, to me it's like this 4th house is Cancer and moon energy. It just wants to be all loving and nurturing, and yeah, let's heal the world. And, you've got this Chiron trining it and this Mars, so there's ambition to do so. But it's like there's a lot of energy that it's not going to be just a walk in the park, It's not a walk in the park. And there's this inconjunct, or I'm not sure what that's called. There's actually... I forget what this is called, but it's one sign over, the adjustment aspect. And then there's Saturn conjunct Pallas. So this is a lot of conflicting energy, even though it's not all oppositions. It's very different vibrations. Okay, so we've discussed Cancer wants to heal, Cancer wants to feed, nurture, all that good stuff. We're going to talk about the Pisces more at length because there's a lot there. This wants to be outward expression. Sagittarius in the 9th house energy. 9th house Sagittarius. This wants to expand your consciousness. This wants to not stay home. This wants to travel the world, see the world. Saturn, it wants to put restrictions on it. The other thing is that Saturn is I believe, isn't Saturn the king of the gods? And Juno is the queen of the gods. So it's the king and the queen united here in the sign of Sagittarius in the 9th house, expressing the 9th house energy. And that's kind of like this. This could be the father and the mother, the queen and the king. So there's this male-female balancing thing going on, and which is also Jupiter, a ruler of the 9th house. There's this, and it's not just gender. It's it's what things that we think of traditionally as male and female gender roles. It doesn't have to be a sexual gender thing. It's about typical, male expressional things, and because there's, even if it's not anything having to do with gender reassignment or homosexuality, many people, there's many men that are very gentle and caring, and then there's very many women who are, very career oriented, and so it's not a male female sexuality thing at all. It's like almost like a type A. It's more of a personality trait, or it's an expression of energy. Yeah, but over here, this is a conjunction. So the male and female are joined together in Sag to bring us higher enlightenment in the higher mind and education. Ninth house is education. And you know what? I haven't talked about this much, but when Saturn's in there, we're going to have to overhaul education for sure. You see these things, these posts about how, like in Finland or the Danish people in Sweden, they're all so advanced and they teach good skills in school and stuff. I mean, in this day and age, the ninth house, too, is I think it's the internet. I kind of lean more towards Aquarius as the internet, but I think a lot of people were saying ninth house is internet. But we don't need to memorize all this crap anymore. In my day, when we came up in school, we were memorizing a bunch of crap. Memorizing all these dates and facts and figures and statistics because you didn't want to have to carry around a huge book bag, or you couldn't carry around a library with you at all times. So nowadays, we don't need to do that. We don't need to memorize all this facts because we have a computer right in we have a library right in our hand on our phone, okay? So we can free up all that drive space in our brain, and what can we use our brains for? That's expansion of knowledge. Wow, it's mind-boggling to think about it, and it's cool to think about it, and it's to me it's just like, well, let's overhaul this. Okay, so we don't have to memorize all these facts. We can look it up. We can Google it, Wikipedia, whatever. We have it all there on our phone, at our fingertips. So it's like a computer drive, so we're freeing up all this drive space in our brain. What could we use that brain energy for now? To expand our mind, expand our consciousness, to go to the next level, develop new technologies, to save lives and to do good in the world. There's so many things that we could use our minds for. But we're still being required to go to school and memorize all this crap that we don't. What good does that do us? It does us absolutely no good. I think I've mentioned this before, but with the math too. Like, it was 10 years gap before when I graduated, and then I went back to went to a couple art school classes, and then I was off doing the band thing. And then 10 years later, I decided I'm going to go back and get a graphic design degree. Well, it required math. So I tested. I had gotten very far in math. I had gotten up to algebra, trig, and whatever was after that, like 3 levels up beyond basic math, But in that 10 years, I had never used that math one time. So then I tested in like basic algebra I had to learn again. And it's just like I was fighting myself so hard to have to learn that stuff because it's just, I know I am never going to use this, and I never have, and I've completely forgotten it all again. But one of the teachers explained it to us. It was like, well, it's because these people fight for it to be a requirement because they want to keep their job as a teacher. So they fight for math to be a requirement in a graphic arts degree, which has no, my cousin's going through that now. She's going to be a chef. She's taking cooking. She wants to be a pastry chef, and she's going to take all this hard math. It's just like, that math is never going to be, and you know that on your cellular level, and it makes it even harder, even if you don't have ADHD or any learning disabilities, it makes it harder for you to want to do that. So Saturn going through here, and Juno and Mercury being in there too, this is going to change. This should change this. We should start to realize that this is ridiculous, that you don't need a math. And it's almost it's almost like the coal miners wanting to, save the coal industry. We're fighting to save the coal industry. Why don't they make that all wind farms down there, or subsidized organic farming down in those areas? That's all. That could be farmland down there, organic farming, and subsidize that instead of subsidizing coal mines. This is about Saturn is the old and Sag is the new, and education. What if they made it all wind farms down there and boutique? I bet you I would totally buy their stuff if it was some boutique farm just going on down there, with organic special stuff. People would eat that up, literally, and it could be government subsidized rather than subsidizing coal, rather than trying to hang on to the old way out of like desperation. That coal is bad for you to breathe in. People are dying. Their fathers and grandfathers die of black lung and stuff. We know that if you're going to be a pastry chef, you don't need to have advanced math for that degree, And I'm not saying that advanced math doesn't have a place, but not for certain, it shouldn't be forced on you. And definitely memorizing all this crap. that is futile. That is completely ridiculous and futile when we have a computer in our hand at all times. So let's expand our minds. Let's expand our consciousness. What can we do with that drive space if we don't have it filled with dates and facts and stuff that, what could it's just it's exciting to me. What could our minds do? What can we do with our minds? So it's pretty exciting. All right, now let's look at this Pisces stuff. Boy, do we have some Pisces stuff. And Venus conjunct Neptune, that's creativity to the max. I mean, that is creativity to the max. This could be, and this full moon always brings enlightenment. Many people could be getting major downloads, major enlightenments, major awareness. This isn't the eclipse, is it? No, that's not till February. We're going to have a full moon eclipse in February, I believe, or something. The eclipses are coming up early this year. We're going to have 2 in February. And the other thing that's happening, I've been doing all those year-ahead readings, is these nodes are getting ready to change signs, but we got a little ways to go. It'll be, I think, in the spring. But there's going to be a big concentration of Leo. In 2017, we're going to have 2 eclipses in Leo, and then the node's going to move into Leo as well. But back to the Pisces. So it's water. It's inward. It's harmonious with the Cancer energy. It's harmonious. It's inward. And this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere, it's winter. A lot of us are. I've been having dreams about bears. The bear energy is really coming to me lately. And sometimes that reminds me of Pisces, the 12th house. It's just like you just want to stay in, and you don't want to go out and freeze your butt off and everything, and you just want to go inward. So it's a time of going inward. Even though the sun's in Capricorn, we still have all this major energy coming up in Pisces here. It's the past. It's endings. It's completions of cycles, because Pisces is it's the last house of the zodiac. Aries is the first. We go through the 12, and we end in the 12th. It's things that we're finishing up. It's a finishing time, so then we can have a new beginning as we get into Aries in the spring energy. So it's a finishing time. It's the subconscious mind. It's dreams. It's psychic. So all these things are very much highlighted and emphasized and energized during this time. But, the fish swims upward, the fish swims downward. It's drug addiction. It's alcoholism. It's lies. It's illusions. It's false illusions. And with Mars and Chiron together, we can be getting back into those false illusions about hurts. And you could get angry. I could see this being angry, like having a thin skin, Like, what did you say? What are you trying to say by that? You got to check yourself if you get in that zone there, if you get in that zone of, getting, don't take things the wrong way. Because maybe what you're assigning to this situation, this current situation, or this current person right in front of you, whatever they said or did, this might be connected to some childhood thing, or even a past life thing, really, or your ex, something your ex did. This can be too rose-colored glasses here with the Venus Neptune. It's all beauty, love. Everything's beauty, love, and and there's not kind of losing touch with reality is one of the things that this Pisces energy totally can be. Losing touch with reality. I wanted to go over here to Jupiter for some reason, and I'm not really even sure why, but I've mid-sentence, Jupiter just grabbed my attention here. Well, it's squaring the full moon. There's a big T-square with Jupiter, exact, 22 degrees, which is also that master, 2211. So 2 master numbers Jupiter is at during this full moon. So there's a T-square in the cardinal signs. Well, actually a grand cross with Uranus. Yeah, so we've got a grand cross in the cardinal signs. Well, that's a time that cardinal signs like to get things done. It's not really pushy. It's not really pushy energy, but it's, I need to talk about this Jupiter. I can't finish the sentence. What do they want me to talk about it? I'm not sure. So it's squaring all that stuff. It's squaring in the grand square. It's sextiling this. Yeah, Jupiter is very active in this chart. It's sextiling the Juno-Saturn conjunction. It's squaring the Sun-Pluto and squaring this thing, opposing the Uranus series. That's also food again. Ceres is the goddess of the grain with Uranus. See, that we got to do the new technology with this. We got to think of better ways to grow food. We got to think of better ways to... with this, too, this could be of the grow local thing, you know. And that's what the Native Americans always did. You know how they learned about the medicine? By watching the animals. Whatever if they saw an animal sick and they watched what food it would eat and dig, you know, then they would go ahead and eat that food too. And that's how the herbal medicines were developed. And they eat in a circle and eat seasonal foods and things like that. You know, that's all part of this. And nurture your body. You know, you got to nurture your body, your physical body, and what you be aware of what you're putting into it. Well, a lot of people are doing cleanses and everything too after binging through the holidays. You know, people gain a few pounds, and everybody's trying these different diets. So it could be like that, but you know, this could be more of a long-standing thing. Everything in balance. You know, everything in moderation with the Jupiter. Boy, there is something they want me to talk about with this Jupiter, but for some reason I'm not getting it. Jupiter at 22 Libra. Can't get my eyes off it. I can't move away from it. What do you want me to tell him? I'm not really sure. What else can we look at in the meantime? Lilith at 26 Scorpio. So Lilith's getting up there into those higher degrees of Scorpio. You know, Lilith coming through Scorpio is really shown us how much that misogyny is alive and well. I think that's really been shown to us. Lilith is like, yeah, you know. And Lilith is not complacent. Lilith is not Venus. Lilith is, she's like, oh yeah, you think we're in a time of equal this or that? Look, she's going to go into Scorpio. She's going to dig it up and dig it out. Oh yeah? Misogyny is very much still a thing that we have to deal with, and it's come to the surface. And maybe it was there all along. Well, that's another thing about Libra energy. Sometimes it just wants to make everything nice, and it doesn't want to go down deep and look at the dirty part of it all, or see the raw, honest truth. That's a thing of Lilith too, you know. The raw, honest truth will be revealed about the feminine, you know, and about a lot of hatred really being directed at feminine energy too. I feel like that's really been a thing that's really shown up here lately. And I was shocked by it. I was living in my Venus-Neptune bubble. I guess I was, you know. It's like, wow, you really feel that way, huh? Wow. Or that's really still a thing? Seriously? And yeah, it sure is. So it's like this the Pluto energy, the Scorpio energy. It's been festering and bubbling and like a volcano, you know. The lava bubbling beneath the earth, and then it just started spewing all over the place here. And that's when during this transit of Lilith, and you know, Hillary Clinton is the least of it, all the hatred that was directed towards her, and then the pussy grabbing and all that stuff. But there's been so much more. It's a lot of all. It's not just the elections, a lot of stuff, and it's really I don't know. It's disheartening, I would say. It's kind of disheartening. Anyway, so yeah, the full moon in Cancer. Nurture, self-love, self-care. Don't be so hard on yourself that you have to stick to some regimented thing for your New Year's resolution. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to make sure that I, you know, walk 10 miles a day, and I'm going to my Fitbit out. I'm going to do this and the stepper and blah, blah, blah. And this is the whole diet and the paleo diet and this. I'm going to measure my food and chill out. Chill out a little bit here. Relax. You know, stay home, take a bath, paint your nails, you know, whatever. Do some soup. I've been eating soup like crazy. Soup is so good in cold weather. So, you know, do something like that, you know, and you can eat a ton of soup. If you're trying to drop weight, you can eat soup all day long, and it's, you know, it's no calories, and it's very easy to digest and everything. But I digress. Nurture yourself. Nurture yourself so you can nurture others. You know, that's That's the Cancerian thing. Cancers are also there's a moody thing, cranky, moody. If you don't nurture yourself, then you can become cranky and irritable. That is big. And then this Pisces energy, use it well. Use it for the positive things. Meditate, dream journal, creative, get near the water, do water things. Spiritual growth, all great for this. But don't, be aware of rose-colored glasses. Be aware of redirecting anger and wounds to where it's not deserved or not warranted. Own your wounds. Heal yourself. Physician, heal thyself. This is a healing time. This could be a great healing time with all this Pisces. Finish it up too, karmically, because you don't want to have to keep it. If you keep it going, it's going to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So it's like release it, finish it, come to terms with it, transcend it, understand it, and release it. Okay. All right, I think that's a good place to leave off. I think I don't have my site open, do I? Oh, darn it. But check out my site. I do have the readings up there, and of course I don't even have it ready at all. I am not prepared. When I'm recording this, we're still in the last days of Mercury retrograde, but it's going direct on the 8th if you're watching this sooner. Yeah, so here's the thing. I've got this, and then I've also got the Lots of Love on Vimeo. So if you're interested in just a love reading, I'm doing those cool Lots of Love readings for only $2. Check that out. The calendars are still available. I know probably already have your calendar, but some people are still ordering them. And under the readings tab, you will find that I am doing the readings. So here's the one question. You can do love, relationships, money, career, or general outlook, but those, again, not limited to those. You can ask anything you want, but this is me tuning. It's a video reading, me tuning into specifically you. I do look at your chart first, just to know where your planets are and get a kind of a vibe of where you're at energetically. It helps me really hone into your specific energy. And then I go on to do the psychic tarot readings. And I pick up on you psychically. It's not like the readings I post. And then there's also an option of a longer reading with 2 areas of focus. And so if you want just a general reading, you can do that too. It's all totally up to you. Okay, everybody. Hey, thank you for all your support in 2017. This is the first chart of the new year too, by the way. Sorry I missed that last one. I just couldn't get to it. Just couldn't do it. Okay. But thanks for everybody for supporting me in every which way, through liking, sharing, commenting, donating, subscribing. I really appreciate that. You can find links to my site and everything up in that upper right-hand corner, that eye in the sky. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Nurture yourself. Expand your mind and your consciousness. Have a great full moon in Cancer, and I'll speak to you soon.